Okay, our journey through Hebrew continues with Jonah 1:12. And I want to slow it down and I want to do 3 videos to get through Jonah 1:12. It's not horribly long, but I want to break it on down. So let's start with the first 2 words of Jonah 1:12. Can you pronounce them? Vayomer Alehem. So for whatever reason, on this particular, there is a reason, but this particular form, it's going to pronounce the second syllable. There are 3 syllables, Vayomer. We saw it's a related form, Vayomeru, in the previous verse. This is Vayomeru without the U, Vayomer. And it means, and he said. That is, and Jonah said. This is a very, 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 very common form in the Old Testament, especially in the narrative. So I would just pause right now. You should know this form after this video. Vayomer. You should know it. And he said. More on a moment on that. Alehem. This is two. El, you know, is two. And then hem is a pronominal suffix you already know as well. It's the third plural, third masculine plural suffix, them. Typically with this kind of a pronominal preposition and a pronominal suffix with a yod in the middle, typically the middle syllable, the yod syllable, is accented. Alehem is the typical way. So Vayomer Alehem, and he said to them. You should know to them by now, and Vayomer now you should know as well. Can you guess what it is? Do you remember from the previous video what the yod tells you? Well, first of all, the amar tells you it's say, in some manifestation of the word say. Amar is say. The yod tells you it's imperfect. Not only does the yod tell you, remember there are 2 main tenses in Hebrew, the perfect and the imperfect. And we throw in this one, which is the converted imperfect. And it's not really converted perfect. It's a true past tense. It's a preterite tense. But the yod tells you that it's imperfect. And yod also tells you it's third masculine singular. It's a he. The yod tells you the subject is a he. It doesn't have to put the he. The he is implied in Vayomer. And he said. We see Vayomer, by the way, all over the Genesis 1. And God said, Vayomer Elohim. And God said, let there be light. Vayomer Elohim. Vayihi or. Yehi-or, and so forth. So the yod tells you it's a he, and that it's imperfect. Now the vav patak doubling converts the imperfect. This is not, as I said in the previous video, grammarians everywhere are going to kill me. But if you think of the imperfect as being the future, which is not quite right, but it works sometimes. If you think of the imperfect as being the future, then when you put a vav patak doubling on it, it converts it to the past. It's a converted imperfect. It's converted from a future to a past. That is not really true, what I just said. However, it may help you remember that Vayomer is a true past tense. And he said. So, the vav patak doubling is the part that tells you it's a preterite or a converted imperfect. The yod not only tells you it's imperfect tense, but that it's third masculine singular, which is he. And then Amar tells you that it's say. And there you have the first 2 words of Jonah 1:12. Vayomer Alehem, and he said to them.